It looks amazing.
Yeah, that is a pretty intimidating look when you're looking at business end of this thing. I would not ever want to be on the receiving end of this pipeline. It's messy. There's nothing you can really do. There's nothing you can hide behind. There's nothing you can hide from. You can't outrun this thing, and you're pretty much toast.
When I was growing up as a child, I heard my grandfather and other World War II vets talk about, we've got our Second Amendment, we've got our First Amendment, and we've got free market. And I thought, oh, quit harping all day about how great America is. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized how much attack it was under. So I love handguns, I love revolvers, I love semi-auto, full auto, I've shot it all, but there's something as an American rifleman about a .308 Remington 700 within just a few shots out at the range to be able to hit bullseye 400 plus yards. That, my friends, is magic. That, my friends, is the equalization of power against the levels. That, my friends, is Americana.
Choose to take control of your chemistry with Survival Shield X2 and BioTrue Selenium. This powerful combo is perfect for inflammatory.
Former Vice President Al Gore, former head of the CIA, Brennan, former deputy director of the CIA, Mr. Mudd, his name is Mudd, no joking, did come out and say, within a couple months, the president will be removed, and it will be non-legislative. And then many on Capitol Hill were told it would be violent. In fact, Mudd said, we're going to, quote, kill the president. But more and more we see they're going to go with the 25th Amendment route, claiming that he's mentally ill and that he's damaging the country. Now, why are they panicking so bad? We just saw a young 31-year-old populist libertarian-style Trump leader, Sebastian Kurz, in Austria, defeat the liberal Democrat parties there in a big election. You're seeing nationalism spread from Brazil to Austria to Australia to Russia to the United States and Canada. And communism and socialism is increasingly seen as the failed ideologies that they indeed are. So now we have Senator Bob Corker, the disgraced individual under criminal investigation, preparing to resign from the Senate, announcing he's not going to run again. And he is the figurehead now. He is the leader, they believe, that can bring down Trump. It shows you how pathetic they are. And the fact that they are panicking that the economy is coming back. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, an all-time high of 23,000 today. And so we have this former Bush aide, Michael Gerson, that means the mouth of the Bush crime syndicate, the folks that voted 3% for Jeb Bush, they still think the public is going to accept them, tells GOP establishment it's time to panic about Trump. This is in the Wall Street Journal, this is in the Washington Post, this is being pushed everywhere, saying he's going to start World War III because of North Korea, when it was the system of appeasement and of, quote, strategic patience under the Clintons that gave the reactors and the missiles to North Korea. So now, he's insane because he's listening to his military advisors on the policies there. Tillerson plays good cop. Trump plays bad cop. And again, CNN and others try to deceive the public. Congruent strategy and stratagems going on inside the Trump White House. The truth is,
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Kemi. How are you?
My love, I'm sorry.
that, of course, will be mainstream media and Congress that decides to be president, and could his unfitness cause permanent damage to the country. Globalism was killing the country and strangling the economy by design. Though Gerson does not explicitly state how he would like them to act, the Washington Post offers a clue. At the very end of Gerson's column, the Post has embedded a video made by one of their staffers titled, "How does the 25th Amendment work?" The video's caption reads, "The 25th Amendment sets forth a procedure to removing a president from office. Here's how it's enacted." Well, you've got all these Democrats pushing it. You've got all these Republicans pushing it. Because they're losing. They're losing primaries. They're losing runoffs. They're losing every special election from Colorado to Alabama. They don't know what to do. Globally, there's an awakening against the technocracy, against the private corporate megabanks, against the Davos group. Even former heads of the Davos group have come on this show and gone public about the fact that it's dead on arrival, that globalism is authoritarianism, and that people are rejecting it. So what are they going to do? I said this last Monday. We laid it out in detail here because it was crystal clear what was happening. And Roger Stone's going to be joining us later with Owen Schroyer to break all of this down. They tried to have Hillary and Bill Clinton bring out women with connections to the Democratic Party and women with John Doe or Jane Doe names with no proof, with fake court filings, claiming that Trump grabbed them or Trump did this or Trump did that, when the allegations were over a decade old, there'd never been any proof, and they'd only recently brought them up politically. They were going after Trump on their weak points to change the subject. They even had two fake filings in Texas and in New York saying that Trump had 15-year-old girls grabbed at bus stops 20-something years ago and that he and Jerry Epstein had raped them, even though Trump knew Epstein had been at public events with him and once to his house in Florida. And we talked to Trump about it. He gets there. There's a bunch of looks like 15-year-old girls in the pool. And Trump says, "I'm getting the hell out of here." We told that story back during the campaign. That's directly from Roger Stone, who talked to the president about it. He didn't make 20-plus flights on Jerry Epstein's plane to the Lolita Express at Tortured Island. He didn't fly to the Middle East with known sheiks or known pedophiles. He never flew with Jerry Epstein one time. He wasn't associated with Weiner. He didn't represent as a young lawyer like Hillary did pedophiles. He wasn't associated with the Arab Spring, mass raping and killing Christians and women and throwing priests off buildings and gays off buildings. No. So, outcomes from the midst of this summer Zervos with Gloria Allred, the usual suspect, who also brought forward previous women, and those lawsuits blew up in Allred's face and disappeared like phantoms at dawn. So now they're back again. And what did I say? It was very, very clear. You can see it coming a few weeks ago. I remember specifically last Monday I laid it out, just to show you that we understand the model of how these people operate, and you can discover how they operate by getting inside their heads and bring them down. First, you've got them trying to have Hillary and Bill, the known sex abusers and sex abuse enablers, the lady that first called women that talked about Bill, bimbo eruptions, even though he brutally raped them. He settled many of the cases. So they tried to turn it around against Trump. It didn't work. The media tried to sell it against Trump. People saw the hypocrisy. So the establishment went, well, you know what? The problem is we shouldn't have used the Clintons as the example against Trump. It was too hypocritical. It was too ridiculous. It was too one-sided. People saw right through it. So what do? We know that there's all these cases coming out with Harvey Weinstein, and they just changed his contract recently to protect themselves from all the sex assault reports that are already coming. They've been suppressing these reports